Slosh, Bottom and Hiccup, I have called you into my office as it's time for your 360-degree appraisal. No, Sogbottom, that doesn't mean do a twirl on the spot. We all know the problems you have with balance, let alone a pirouette, as poor Mrs. Jones can attest to. She's never recovered from the time you did your Anne Widdecombe impression from Strictly. Now, in this 360-degree appraisal, I shall be looking at the four corners of your role. Stand up straight, Slagbottom, and please kindly refrain from allowing your boisterous buttocks to escape the confinement of your uniform. Now, after the fiasco that was the night shift, I feel I have to give you a scolding, Slogbottom. You have a habit of misinterpreting my every instruction. When I asked yesterday for you to hop to it, I merely meant to get on with your work. It did not require a TikTok video of you and Hiccup here showing off your foot shake skills to the tune of Can I Kick It? Now, no need to sniffle and cry, Sogbottom. I know you're trying to raise funds for the Bournemouth Bunyan Society, but playing dance tracks such as I Need a Hip Replacement is not appropriate in a ward for the elderly and infirm. The standards I expect here in my ward may be far superior to any other in this hospital, but I do not expect the complete lack of control and inhibition that you, Hiccup, showed when giving Mr. Pickford a bed bath. He says you sang a witty little ditty entitled Goodness Gracious, Great Balls of Fire. Now, whilst Mr. Pickford may have smiled, it is hardly appropriate behaviour for a fine, upstanding nurse on my ward. And Hiccup, next time I ask you to take a temperature, I expect you to check that the person in whom you have placed a rectal thermometer is a patient. Janice, the cleaner, was merely bending over to pick up a sick pan. She was most upset. However, it did only take her a further 5 minutes to clean the rest of the ward, which is the fastest time yet, so small mercies. Hiccup, have you been drinking the hand gel again? One more hiccup from you, and I'll be forced to send you to work in the ophthalmology department. And we all know what an eye-opener that is. Now, Hiccup, I asked you to take the poo sample from Mr. Johnson bed 9 to the lab, but it seems you became distracted by a fly and left it on the bedside table of Mr. Wardle in bed 6. And Sagbottom, I asked you to take a chocolate mousse to Mr. Wardle in bed 6, but it seems your confusion with numbers meant it was left on the table of Mr. Johnson bed 9. I think you know the outcome. Mr. Wardle sent his compliments to the chef, and Mr. Johnson's results confirm he does indeed have diabetes. So, surprisingly, well done.